Okay, class, this is the um, data analysis Excel practice that was due today because of the technology issues in class. Um, I'm doing this video, so here we kind of go. So this is what we have. We want to do a study on heights of GCU students, and we did measured 50 of our friends. We won't talk about how that's a bad sampling idea. Their heights in inches are below. And then from the sample that we've collected, we're going to find the mean, median, mode, and standard deviation. Using Excel functions, we're going to also find the range of the data. And then we're going to calculate using the empirical rule to calculate the upper and lower limits, which 99.7% of the heights fall in. And we'll use Excel formulas with cell references. All values will be formatted as numbers with 2 decimal places. So I will say on major assignment 2, I had less formatting issues. So good job, guys. We're going to start here. First, I see that it's in A15. You can see the number up here. You can also see we're in column A, and it's at row 15. And I want to look at where we end. We end at A64. So using that, I don't actually need to select them all. I can just type them in, and that's always nice. So to get the mean, we have to use the generic word average. So we start with equal, and we could type mean. We could say, well, is there a mean? And you see geometric and harmonic and other means. That's not quite what we're looking for. We want a sample arithmetic mean. So we're just going to type average, and there it is. So average, you could double click on it. I'm just going to go ahead and type it, put the parenthesis, and I said it was an A15 colon, went to A64. And then I close my parenthesis and hit enter. And there we have the mean, 68.42. This is not formatted as numbers yet. Why don't I just do the whole thing? Nope. Guess I have to do each one at a time. So I'll just do one box, do it number to 2 decimal places, and do this one number to 2 decimal places. So then I don't have to worry about it again. All right, let's do the median. So when we started typing mean, we probably saw that there was one called median. So just median. Nope, that's not how you spell that. There it is, median. I'm going to double click it this time. And it wants the first number and the last all the way through. I can select them all. This will do exactly what I had done by typing. There we go, right to there. And then just hit enter. And there we have our median. So you guys can see it again. All right. Mode. So if we, equal mode, then you might see, well, MOD, that must be it. But if you read it, it says it returns the remainder after a number is divided by a divisor. That is not a mode. That is a modulus. But down here, we see we have mode, multi, and we have mode, which returns a vertical array, which isn't quite what we're looking for. We're looking for mode single. So that's what we're going to use. It returns the most frequently occurring or repetitive value in an array or range of data. So double click, and I'm just going to type in A15 colon A64, close my parenthesis. I didn't capitalize anything because you don't need to. And 60, all right, 60 was the one that happens the most. Now range is the maximum minus the minimum. So equal max A15 colon A64, close parenthesis, minus, Do make sure you close the parenthesis. If you put the minus inside there, it ends up throwing things really weird. And then do minimum, open parenthesis, A15 colon A64, close parenthesis, and we're good. Hit enter. All right, so I'll open that up again so you guys can look at it. So max A15 to A64 minus the min from A15 to A64. These two ranges should be the same. We got 17. So whatever our minimum is and whatever our maximum is, and I could look, there's only 50. That's not too hard to look for. I'm just not going to. If it was 100 or 300, it would become even harder. Think about doing it for 10,000. Way hard. All right, we need standard deviation. So ST, and I'm just going to stop right there. There's a standardize. We're not doing that. And then we see STDEV, standard, calculate standard deviation based on the entire population given as arguments. This is not the entire population. It's a sample. We were told that up here. It's a sample. So let's look at this one. Estimate standard deviation based on a sample. That is what we want. So we double click. You'll see some other ones in here. You don't want, these are different types of standard deviations. We don't want to use those. We want to use the .s. So we double click. And same thing, it's A15. Oh, I should select this one. I've done a couple where I typed it in, and now I want to do, I've done one like this. I want to do one more just so you guys see me do this and show that you guys can do this also if you want. Close the parenthesis, hit enter. Our standard deviation is 5.61. Now, using the empirical rule, we had talked about this, and maybe what I'll do, because I can, I'm going to copy this, Control, paste it here, Control V, do it again here, V, and maybe let's change this. Maybe let's make it 68%, 68, hit enter, and then we'll make this one 95. 68, 95, 99.7 rule, or the empirical rule. And I'm going to walk through doing all of these just because I can. You don't have to. You can do the 99.7. We know that one standard deviation above and below gives us our 68. So I'm going to start with that one. Equals my mean. I'd start with my mean. And then this is a lower limit, so I'm going to minus my standard deviation. Hit enter. Do my upper, which is equal my mean plus my standard deviation. Hit enter. So this is 68% of the values is between 62.81 and 74.03. 68% of these scores fall in there. And I can do 95, which is 2 standard deviations. So equal my mean minus, and I'm going to open a parenthesis, 2 times my standard deviation. Now I could just subtract it twice. That gets kind of redundant, so I'm not. Now I'm going to do my equal my mean plus, open a parenthesis, 2 times my standard deviation, close parenthesis, and hit enter. So 95% of these values fall between 57.20 and 79.64 inches. 95% of these scores fall there. And if I want to do 99.7, this is 3 standard deviations. So I start with my mean, I minus, open a parenthesis, 3 times standard deviation, close the parenthesis, hit enter, and do the same thing, except with a plus here. So equals plus parenthesis 3 times my standard deviation, close parenthesis, hit enter. 99.7% of these values, so practically all of them, fall, in this case, probably all of them, fall between 51.59 inches and 85.25 inches. So there we go. We have completed the Excel practice. My hope is that you can watch this and understand how to do it. Remember, you were graded on your honest attempt. So at this point, once this is posted, if you've submitted it, it will not be worth any points because we're not interested in whether you got the correct answer so much as whether or not you gave an honest attempt. All right, have a wonderful day.